Ever wonder how many different types of males exist in the world? It's a fascinating question that has been pondered by psychologists, sociologists, and everyday people alike. The answer is far from simple, as there is a wide spectrum of males out there, each with their unique personalities, behaviors, and attitudes. The concept of categorizing males into types is not about boxing individuals into rigid classifications, but rather about identifying patterns and tendencies that can help us understand the diversity and complexity of the male species. It's like a prism that refracts light into a spectrum of colors, each color distinct, yet part of a broader whole. Now, if you're thinking of a definitive number, sorry to disappoint you, but there isn't one. The diversity of males is as vast as the seven seas, as expansive as the universe itself. However, for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to focus on four broad categories that have emerged in popular discourse. These categories are not exhaustive or exclusive, but they do provide a useful framework for exploring the diverse spectrum of males. So, who are these four categories? Meet the alpha, the beta, the gamma, and the omega males. Each represents a different blend of personality traits and behavioral patterns, and each has its unique strengths and weaknesses. The alpha, often seen as the leader, the beta, the supportive and kind-hearted, the gamma, the creative and adaptive, and the omega, the introverted and independent. Remember, these categories are not about pitting one type against another or declaring one type as superior or inferior. It's about recognizing and appreciating the diversity that exists among males. It's about understanding that there's no one-size-fits-all mold for what it means to be a male. So, are you intrigued? Ready to delve deeper into this fascinating world of diverse males? Let's dive in and explore these fascinating categories. The alpha male. First up, the alpha male, often seen as the dominant leader. This is the guy who walks into a room and commands attention. He's the one who's confident, assertive, and unafraid to take the lead. He's the one who isn't afraid to make the tough decisions, to take risks, and to stand up for what he believes in. The alpha male is often portrayed as the hero in media and films, the strong, charismatic leader who saves the day. The alpha male also has a softer side. He's often seen as protective, caring, and fiercely loyal. He's the one who will stand up for his friends, his family, and his beliefs, no matter what the cost. However, the alpha male isn't without his flaws. Confidence can easily turn into arrogance, assertiveness can become domineering, and the need to always be in control can lead to a lack of empathy and understanding. The alpha male can also struggle with showing vulnerability, seeing it as a sign of weakness rather than a strength. In society, the alpha male is often seen as the ideal, the epitome of masculinity. So the alpha male, he's the leader, the hero, the protector. But he's also human, with his own set of strengths and weaknesses. It's a balance, a blend of the bold and the humble, the assertive and the empathetic. And that's what makes the alpha male so intriguing and at times so complex. Now that we've explored the alpha male, let's move on to the beta male. The beta male. Next, we have the beta male, often seen as the nice guy. The beta male is an interesting character, often misunderstood and underappreciated. He's the guy who's always there for you, the one who listens, who empathizes, and who supports. He's not typically the loudest or most dominant in a group, but don't let that fool you. He plays a crucial role in the social dynamic. The beta male is like the glue that holds everything together. He's the one who smooths over conflict, who steps in when things get tough, and who keeps the group cohesive. He's the friend who remembers birthdays, the one who plans the get-togethers, the one who checks in to see how you're doing. He's often kind-hearted, considerate, and in tune with other people's feelings. He's also typically intelligent and thoughtful, preferring to think things through rather than rushing into decisions. This thoughtful nature can be a great asset, making him a valuable team member and a reliable friend. He's the kind of guy you can trust to have your back. But like all things, being a beta male has its downsides. One of the main criticisms is that he may lack assertiveness. This is not to say he's weak or passive, but he may struggle to voice his own needs and desires. He might also be more susceptible to peer pressure or fall into the trap of people-pleasing. With the beta male covered, let's consider the gamma male. The gamma male. Now let's talk about the gamma male, the free spirit of the male world. If the alpha is the leader and the bed of the team player, then the gamma is the rogue agent, the maverick that doesn't quite fit into the traditional molds of masculinity. These men often march to the beat of their own drum, and they are characterized by their independence, nonconformity, and creativity. The gamma male is not one to blindly follow societal norms or expectations. Instead, he charts his own course, often leading him to unique and original paths. This can be seen in their choice of careers, hobbies, and lifestyle. This independence and nonconformity can be a double-edged sword, though. On one hand, it allows the gamma male to adapt easily to different situations. They're not bound by rigid rules or structures, which gives them the flexibility to think outside the box and come up with innovative solutions. This adaptability can be a great strength, especially in a world that's constantly changing and evolving. On the other hand, their independent streak can sometimes be perceived as aloofness or detachment. Since gamma males don't usually seek approval or validation from others, they might come across as uninterested or indifferent. This can lead to misunderstandings or miscommunications in their relationships, both personal and professional. Having explored the gamma male, let's move on to the final type, the omega male. The omega male. Finally, we have the omega male, the lone wolf. The omega male is a fascinating character, often seen as the introvert of the male spectrum. These individuals march to the beat of their own drum, preferring the company of their thoughts over a crowd. Now, let's dive deeper into their characteristics. Omega males are often self-reliant, relying on their skills and abilities to navigate through life. They aren't ones to follow societal norms and conventions. Instead, they carve their path, creating their own rules for their world. This often results in them being seen as unconventional, but that's just a part of their charm. Their strengths lie in their independence. They don't need the approval or validation of others to feel fulfilled. They find satisfaction in their pursuits and are often creative, with a unique perspective on the world. Their self-reliance and independence can inspire others to break free from societal expectations and live life on their terms. Now that we've covered the omega male, let's wrap up our discussion, summarizing the male types. So we've explored the alpha, beta, gamma, and omega males. Each type represents a different set of characteristics, and it's essential to remember that these are broad categories. No type is superior or inferior. Each comes with its own strengths and weaknesses, embodying the diversity that makes us fascinating as a species. Remember, it's this diversity that makes us who we are, fascinatingly diverse and endlessly complex.